This is a busy main road in a morning. You've got people travelling to work, families taking their children to school. Also today there was a rubbish wagon here at the time that this bus crashed. Exactly why it swerved and went into the side of that house is now the focus of the investigation.
Danger, a road person detected in Sector 5.
So what's happened here is Linda's detected I'm not normally here at this time. So if this was a building she was responsible for checking, she might send a message to a security guard down the corridor who'd then come here and find out who I am and whether I should be here. And you know, this is something that people in Hull look forward to. I was in the Guildhall the other week, the receptionist was talking about it. In the supermarket they've been chatting about it. They've got posters in the window advertising Hull Fair clothing. This is something everyone wants to be a part of. I've been out today finding out just why this event is so special. It's a massive reorganisation of Humberside Police against a backdrop of needing to save £31 million in 5 years. Chief Constable Justine Curran started with a blank sheet of paper and is now making public her plans.
I think it's a really healthy thing to do, to actually start to look at, well, if we've only got so many resources, how are we going to make the most of them? And what are the barriers that stop us actually delivering the best possible service that we can?
Old divisional boundaries will be scrapped with one new command hub. More shorter shifts will put officers on duty when they're most needed. Not all victims of crime will get a home visit. And there'll be more use of new technology so officers can spend more time on the streets. This is, though, fewer officers on the street, isn't it?
Yes, there will be. We've made no secret of the fact that, you know, to meet our savings target, we will need to lose police staff, sort of over 500, and 200 plus police officers. But the idea is that we're going to be a leaner, more efficient organisation. You know, my job is to deliver 21st century policing in the age of austerity.
So a commitment to community policing, no plans to shut police stations, but we're told fewer police, though better equipped for modern policing. A tough trade-off to accept for people we asked.
We like to think that we're secure and there'd be somebody there or a bobby on the beat.
There's plenty of crimes out there, but not enough police about.
She's running a business, and if she has to show savings, whatever she does, they will be unpopular.
There are concerns too from the Police Federation, which looks after the welfare of officers, which it thinks will go down.
It's a complete force restructure. Some of my members and officers are going to be able to travel further to work each day, both in distance and in time. They're going to be working more shifts in a row. The concern is at the end of the day that they are going to become fatigued and that the sickness rates within the officers that I represent is going to go much higher than it is now. The Police Federation say they're worried about fatigue. How do you go about dealing with that?
It's really difficult, you know. Change is challenging for everybody, and as human beings we don't seem to like it. And I'm really conscious of, you know, the concerns that people have. But our primary priority has got to be about delivering services to communities.
This plan won't happen overnight. The main changes will come into force next April. James Webster, ITV News, Hull. Just preparing the dinner is something Tracy Westgarth from Beverley can't even consider when she's struck by a migraine. She's suffered with the headaches for many years and has tried several different treatments.
I find it hard to function, to do anything, to be fair, because every time I kind of even move, the throbbing in my head is so bad that I've just got to stop. The pain in my head, it's almost like somebody's putting a knife into the side of my head and twisting it. It's, you know, it's excruciating pain.
It's estimated 1 in 7 people in the UK are affected by migraines. They're more common in women, and researchers say 25 million days are lost each year because of people staying away from work or school. As well as the headache, some people experience vomiting, dizziness and sight problems.
Did it work?
A significant improvement.
Patients visiting this clinic in Hull might share symptoms, but the causes can be different.
Once we make a diagnosis that they have got migraine, then after that it is what's causing it, you know, whether there are any triggers, whether we can do anything about it, whether they need medication. And the top thing is to get their expectations right. And I tell them it's not curable, but we can help.
Diagrams for patients to log their pain are used alongside headache diaries. Here, after the initial consultation, a patient can then see a specialist headache nurse. Vicky is one of only 15 in the country.
Migraine is more prevalent than asthma, epilepsy and diabetes combined. When you put that into comparison with epilepsy clinics, diabetes clinics And asthma clinics and specialist nurses for those conditions, it pales into insignificance really, and it is a major problem.
Back in Beverley, Tracy's headache days are now much less frequent. She's also hoping to try new preventative medication.
Life for me is quite normal. I'm not spending my life at Hull Royal Infirmary. You know, I just go back and have my review every now and again, but the majority is done on the telephone, and she can change my medication and liaise with a GP.
The team who've helped Tracy will be taking their expertise to a conference in Copenhagen next week to inspire other hospitals to follow where they are leading. James Webster, ITV News, Hull. Heavy rain in Goole this morning, but still big crowds for the royal welcome. And for some, the chance to get an extra special selfie. That's a great picture. What did you think when you came over and stopped and talked?
Unbelievable. I never thought. I thought he'd do a quick pout as well, but it didn't happen. For somewhere like Goole, to have such a big, iconic person to come to visit us, it's just amazing.
He spent much of his visit out in the schoolyard. The Duke's watching these primary school pupils complete an activity that demonstrates their teamwork and problem-solving skills. They need to work together to build a bridge to cross this area where the cones represent landmines. Prince William was here to see the work being done by Skillforce, which uses former members of the armed forces to better prepare primary school children for their move up to secondary school.
In Goole we have some very needy children and lots of deprivation. It has been absolutely fabulous to see those children blossom. They're learning life skills all of the time. The impact it's having on problem solving, on behaviour has been great.
The Duke apologised for not bringing better weather with him, and when asked by one of the Samba band what music he listens to, he said Coldplay and Linkin Park.
Prince William with a 5-year skills force badge. I felt quite happy about myself because I've been picked out of, I think it's like 12 people to go present the badge to Prince William.
He has given of his time so generously to everybody, to the students, to the staff. I think it's been a really worthwhile event, and you can hear the buzz even now, can't you?
And after more than an hour here, it was time to leave, following an unforgettable morning for everyone who was here to meet him. James Webster, ITV News, Goole. Exploring their new home. After 3 years of planning, these Gen 2 penguins are getting used to life in East Yorkshire.
It was quite a moment when the birds finally went in. It sort of felt slightly unreal. They're very much exploring every area. You can see they climb up right to the top of the ice floes. They love when people are looking at the windows. They'll come down, you'll see them swimming. They're really exploring every single inch of the exhibit.
The birds were bred in captivity in Texas. They're the third largest type of penguin, 80 centimetres and up to 8 kilos when fully grown. They're famously inquisitive, as the introduction of our penguin cam proved. Gen 2s are listed by one organisation as near threatened, with just 387,000 breeding pairs. Eventually, these will be part of a breeding programme.
I love going into them in the morning, saying hi guys, and they actually come running, which is really funny.
The 4 males are named after the Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles, so that's Leonardo, Michelangelo, Raphael and Donatello. The female is called Fiona, and Emmet can already tell them apart.
Mike, Leo and Don will be in the water, and Rafa jumped in this morning, and poor Fiona was sat at the side going, oh guys! And then she started calling for them, and she'd be dipping her head in and dipping her toes in, but not quite brave enough to go in the water yet.
Today was the first chance for members of the public to see them. And these pupils from Little Wheaton Rowley Primary couldn't get there fast enough.
We're really excited, and they're like jets when they're underwater.
What's your favourite thing that you've learnt about them?
That they can manage to walk on ice. Yeah, and that they moved from the Arctic to the Antarctic.
I feel like a new dad, really, sort of a bit worried, a bit excited. We always had the idea of having seabirds here, but didn't want to do it unless we could, to be honest, do it better than it had been done before. It's a really exciting space for them.
While the birds settle in, they're being pampered. Fresh herring every day to eat, and they'll eventually have more friends, with 5 more soon coming over to join them. James Webster, ITV News, Hull.